Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Canyon Lake, Texas, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Michelle Macom with Real, for making this tour possible. I'll be sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, we do have that modern elevation. You have the natural stone along with the tan stucco, and then you have the painted wall accents straight ahead. Then you do have a metal roof. The property is situated on 2.39 acres and is in a gated community, which is certainly rare, and I think you may love that. Now, as I turn you around, look at the mature trees surrounding this entire property. Beautiful. So you have a ton of room in the front yard, and then you are going to have an incredible view in the backyard. So we'll see that a little bit later on. Now, as you continue down the steps right here, you see it is beautifully landscaped. Then you have the long walkway leading you to the massive covered front porch. And then on the covered front porch, you see the natural stone. And in fact, you'll see the natural stone on the inside of the property as well. So I love the continuation of that. Now, as we continue right over here, you still have some more yard space if that wasn't enough that we had just seen way back there. And then look at this. So you do have the covered front porch on both sides, and then look at the massive pivot door straight ahead. You'll see that in just a second. It creates that statement. And then you have the double iron doors, and that is its own bedroom. So we'll see that as well a little bit later on. Then you are going to have the modern wall lights on the outside right here. You see the natural stone columns, and then look how grand this looks. So you see the wood soffit, then the tan stucco. It really complements it. And then I'll turn you around to see how much space you get for your private porch on this side. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you inside of this beautiful property. All right. So straight ahead, you do have the picture window. You see that incredible view already. So I'll pan you upwards so you can see the double tray ceilings. You have the modern chandelier hanging down. Again, like I mentioned, you see the natural stone accents on the wall right here. Beautiful. So you have a grand foyer, the white oak floors inside of here, and then you can go to the right and the left wing of the house. We'll start right over here to the left and go to our first bedroom. All right. So inside of here, you see that you have the tall baseboards, but then this just shows you and brings it full circle where you have your double doors right over here. So you have a transom window right above there, and then look at the space that you get. So a ton of room, queen bed set would fit perfectly in here, and I love the location of this one in particular. Then you have the double doors leading you to your closet. I'll show you this right now. And this is a new construction, ready to be bought. And in fact, they painted this one too, so I love that. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue down the hallway and make our way to the primary suite, and then work our way back around the perimeter. Now, continuing right over here, look at this. So a ton of room available. So you are gonna have your king size bed, your 2 nightstands, but look at the space that you have on both sides. You have that sitting area straight ahead, and then look at that. You have a quick access door leading you to your backyard, but then you have that privacy glass too. So you don't have to worry about, the peeping toms. And then you have your additional egress windows right over here, and then that gold chandelier. So as I pan you up here, love the tray ceilings, but inside that lip right there, you have that cove lighting. So it creates that nice ambiance, especially if you turn off the chandelier and then just have that nice feel. Okay, so now heading inside of our ensuite family, we have quartz countertops, a freestanding tub, the picture window straight ahead, that discreet walk-in shower. We'll see that in just a second. And I'll show you the modernness right here. So the custom white oak cabinetry in here, look at that, how it's inset. And then the champagne bronze, you see the mirror frame, some of the hooks, the faucet, and then the sconces right above there. So plenty of space inside of your soaker tub. Don't worry, you would add a blind right there, or some blinds rather. You have that privacy. Beautiful. Now heading inside of our walk-in shower, you see we have the zero threshold right here. That champagne bronze continues in here. You got the shower head and your shower wand. And then of course your shower niche. All right. And then you see the glass door, but I'll show you this vanity on this side. Same materials, just a little bit longer. You see you have a designated cosmetic area right there as well. So you just pull up a chair and you are good to go. Now, right over here, you got your water closet with the automatic toilet right here. Look at that. Ooh, telling you, getting fancier by the day. Then you see your towel closet right here, but right underneath there, you have this like hamper drawer. You throw your dirty clothes in there and then take that to your laundry room. Okay, so now looking inside of the primary closet. Okay, so a ton of space in here. You got your chrome rods, your closet island. They did add the floor or 4 glass panes in here on the top, so you can see your wardrobe and all your accessories. And then look at the space that you have. Now, I'm usually the biggest fan of the floor to ceiling shelving, so you can add that in there down the road if you needed that. But with all the built-ins that you have here, I think it should accommodate a decent sized wardrobe. And then you have your 3 additional windows bringing in some natural light. Gorgeous. And if that's not enough, right underneath here, you got your under cabinet lighting. Okay, so that was a primary suite right here. And then we'll look at some of these closets so that way you can see. I try my absolute best not to go through the home without opening every single door, even if it is just an HVAC system right there. And don't worry, we'll definitely get the batteries changed in the fire alarms. No worries about that. Okay, so now before we continue to the kitchen, we'll look at that. All right, so I'll do a full pan and then we'll start inside of the kitchen. Beautiful. Okay, so now starting right here, look at this. So you have the raised ceilings in here, but then look how it continues and extends, gosh, 5 or 6 feet going inside of there. So you have the 12-foot custom brass vent hood right there. First time we've seen a unique feature like that. I love when folks push the boundaries inside of their properties. Now you have clear story windows on top. You have stacked cabinets with the glass panes on your cabinet fronts. So adds that elegance. Now, right over here, you have an oversized island with the waterfall quartz countertops, 2-tone cabinetry. You see that? And then you have the panel ready dishwashers. Love that. So this will be your dishwasher right here. You got Thermador appliances, so the best money can buy. You have a trash drawer on this side. And then look at this. So typically, when we talk about folks not being the biggest fan of having the sink inside the island, but with this incredible view, I think that's the best way or the best use of this sink right here. So now you got your pendant lights hanging down here. You see you still have some accent lighting inside the cabinetry. Then right over here, you got your Thermador wine fridge. You can fit between 60 and 90 bottles inside of there. And then you even have some additional counter space. Beautiful. You have the pop-up outlets, but if you need additional outlets, there's some on the bottom right over here as well, underneath the cabinets. Now, you are gonna have the elegant hardware throughout, so more of that brass look, complementing that vent hood, the 3-in-1 oven. You got your microwave, oven, and warming drawer as well. Stack cabinets right above your, your panel ready refrigerator on this side. And then I'm gonna pan you around slowly but surely, and we're gonna open up some of these drawers for you. All right, so then you got your spice drawer on this side and on the other side. of your cooktop. You see you got the 6 burners with the griddle, your pot filler that we love so much, some additional counter space. And before we head inside the pantry, I'll show you this. So a ton of storage available. And now heading over here, look at this. Okay, so you got your built-in shelving over here, plenty of space for all of your dry goods. And then look at the extended quartz countertops. You got a massive window overlooking the front yard, floating shelves with the LED strips, and then some more drawers and cabinets. Okay, and even the white oak floors continues this way. So I definitely love to see that. Okay, so since we are on this side of the house, let's continue this way and then we'll make our way to the dining area and great room. So now you are going to have a long hallway right over here. This will be coming in from your garage. So you see that you have your mud room over here, really sleek, that minimalist feel, some more storage. You got your cabinet crowns on top, and then now heading to your laundry room. Okay, so this one's going to be separated by a pocket door. So most of the times you probably have that shut. Have that sleek look. You got your sink in here, some more cabinets. You have that black with the brass hardware. And look at the space that you get. So plenty of room for an oversized washer and dryer. You know, we talk about that. And then right over here, you can easily add a second refrigerator. That's becoming more and more common sometimes. And let me know if you like that. You got your storage closet right over here. And then you have automatic lighting as well. And then your 3-car garage. Okay, so not only did you have a huge driveway for parking and, you know, to host gatherings, but then you also have a nice little motor court area too that you can work with. All right, so now heading to the next bedroom. Let's see how much space we get. Okay, so for secondary bedrooms, perfectly spaced, generously sized. Get your LED ceiling fan right here. You have automatic lighting going inside of your closet right here. I'll show you that. Look at that. And then you got your built-in shelving on this side. And something that you don't see often right here is inside of this room, they added the sliding door heading to your ensuite. But not only that, you got the 0 threshold walk-in shower and then the herringbone pattern shower surround. Impressive. And then as I turn you around here, you got your elegant pendant lights, the gold mirror frame, even your toilet paper holder right here, and then the inset style white oak cabinets. All right. And then you see every single one of the doors in here, they painted it. You see even from the closet doors, the doors entering inside the rooms, and then it complements the gold. Now heading right over here, look at this. So you see that you have your recess area. That'd be a perfect place for a desk. You know, you can put that in right there. No worries whatsoever. And then now heading to your closet, look at this. So even though the first bedroom that we had seen, you know, with the double doors, it did have a closet, but if you wanted to use that as a study, that'd be a perfect place for it. But then look at this. That's unique right here. Look at the cabinet front. You got privacy glass in here. I haven't seen that before. You have quartz, beautiful sconces, and here you're gonna have the shower tub combo with the champagne bronze, but then you have the glass right there, so you don't have to worry about that shower curtain that we talk about. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, please do let me know your thoughts so far about this property. I really love it. Going through the comments, especially within the first couple hours of posting the video, I love to hear your thoughts on the properties. Okay, so don't worry, I'll show you the dining area. You've seen that it was the open concept. But inside of the great room, look at the floating shelves on both sides, the built-in cabinets. Right above here, look at that. You have that floating ceiling design. You see the cove lighting surrounding the perimeter as well, but extremely open. And this one, you see the sets of sliders. So you have the sliders on this side leading you there, and then heading to more of your summer kitchen straight out that way. And then, as I always talk about, open up both of those, have that indoor, outdoor living that folks are looking for. I don't know about right now, 104, 105 degrees doesn't sound like you want to be living nowhere outside. But now, I mean, you have that roomy atmosphere with the raised ceilings. You know, you got the open concept dining area right there. So all in one floor plan. And then of course the living wings are on the perimeter of the houses or the house. All right. So I love the floor to ceiling fireplace around. You got your white oak mantle right here. Beautiful. All right. So now we'll continue this way and make our way around. So you have a gigantic storage closet right here. Ton of room available in that space. Now heading over here to your next bedroom. Look at this. So similar in sizes to the last couple that we had seen. So all of them, you can fit a full furniture set without any challenges. And then you did see this one has built-in cameras as well. So you go ahead and reprogram those once you move in, and then you are good to go. And then of course you got your egress windows. But now heading to the ensuite, the same thing. You see that privacy glass on the cabinet front right there, the white oak cabinetry on this side, two sconces. And here you got your shower tub combo. If you wanted to add that glass, that way you can eliminate the whole need for shower curtains, then that is negotiable, that can be done. And look at that. Same thing we had seen in that primary bathroom for your hamper. And let me know what you think about the sleek mirror right here. Or do you prefer the mirror frame to add some more character? Beautiful. Okay, so right now, I mean, we are north of San Antonio as we speak. A lot of new development happening. And then, quite frankly, the good thing is the reason why folks are heading out to this way is simply because of the privacy. You get more bang for your buck. You know that once you go a little bit further out, but just the incredible views. Okay, so now heading in this huge oversized game room. Look at this. I love the way they staged this. You know, it was staged by a local staging company. I made sure to put the information in the description for you to check out their portfolio. But you see, you got your sliders in here. You got a ping pong table. But what's the most impressive is this dramatic bar area right here. Look at this, perfect for entertaining. You got your high bar on this side, quartz countertops, and then you got the high level granite on this side. And then you see the slat, the wood slat surrounding here. And in fact, that was the same wood slat that we had seen on the island. So if you want to rewind a little bit and see it on the front of the island, you'll see the same material. Now in here, you see that you got the shaker style cabinetry. You got your built-in sink. You got your elegant mirror backsplash. And then look at this. Beautiful. And then of course you see you got your exposed beam on top right here. So a ton of room. And then if that's not enough, look at the view you would get out here. Incredible. Okay, so we're gonna head to the backyard. Don't worry about that. I'm just gonna show you this half bath right over here. So look at this. So you got this mosaic stone on the floor right over here, and then that complements this accent wall, floor to ceiling, your pendant lights. Beautiful. and then your iron door leading to your backyard patio. All right. So again, you see the wood soffit up here, but look at the height. Love that. So perfect for entertaining. Now you already have your built-in sink, beverage fridge, and then your gas grill. Look at this. While you got some ribeyes on here, some New York strips on the grill. This is what you would see every day. And then your guests, the entire family, the kiddos, they'd be enjoying this incredible pool and spa. And then you see you have an extension over there. So if you wanted to, get a nice little tan or, get some vitamin D, you can go ahead and hang out over here. And that way it's not covered. But I love the incredible views. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Canyon Lake, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular home. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.